If you've seen the film Avatar and there's like floating island mountain type things, this is what they base them off. So it's pretty awesome. Good morning, people. Is that a face you want to wake up to? I'm not sure. Anyway, welcome to this video. Where did we leave you last? Oh, we left you in Corinth Canal, which was awesome, or Corinth I should say, and surrounding areas, which was awesome. Sorry, there's just all hair on my microphone. And in fact, have I even turned it on? Oh, it's good, yeah. Otherwise, you just have me and no sound, which ultimately could be better. Anyway, as you can see, we've hooked up with those trucking Celts once again, because we are both starting to make our way north. And today is a day, actually, I'm turbo excited by. We are going, so everyone, I'd probably say, has seen the film 300 Spartans, Battle of Thermopylae, all that good stuff. We're going there today. We are going to visit Thermopylae. So where we parked up, I'll give you a little quick tour. About 45 minutes to an hour, generally south of Thermopylae. We're gonna go there, have a little look. I'm no guru on it, but I know a little bit about it. Obviously the film isn't strictly true, but we'll chat a bit more about that if you're interested. And if not, just look at the view, I guess. So this is where we parked up last night. There are wild boar around here, and we even seen a few signs for, I think it was bears, not too far away. They literally got road signs for bears, so that was cool. There's Mr. C. Let's tidy up and let's go to Thermopylae. Good? Action, boys. Well,
sorry, I'm not.
It's all right.
Okay.
If you're feeling a little bit underwhelmed, that's because we are as well, actually. This is the site of the famous Battle of Thermopylae. Let's go up here. There's a statue up here which we need to see.
Yeah, the sun's come out though.
The sun's come out, so that's good news. Let's have a look. So there's statues of King Leonidas, king of Sparta at the time. Oh, we're on the wrong side. Need to go walk around.
Oh wow, actually, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Oh.
Confession, I may have had a quick Google last night on a couple of facts. That's not to say they're correct, but Google, you know. So I think it said, was it 7 BC?
700.
700 BC. So obviously the mountains were still here, but over time the seas have obviously what's the word I'm looking for there, Gibbo?
Receded?
Receded. Who did this way, kid? Come on. So this obviously would have been looking completely different. The one thing which everyone thinks is that it was just 300 Spartans defending what was essentially just like an alleyway. It wasn't. It was 300 Spartans and about 7,000 Greeks. And what they did was, the reason it was called the Hot Gates was it was a passage through the mountains. And at the front of the mountain, or the passage, that's where all the Spartans were. And that was only like 5 meters wide. So obviously Xerxes and his hundreds of thousands of, you know, soldiers had to try and funnel into this what's the word, like bottleneck essentially. And then the rest of the other Greeks, which don't really get much credit for being there, they were behind the Spartans doing a little bit of like skirmishing and that. So it was the Spartans which were kicking ass, but there were other Greeks here. where they made their last stand.
Oh, cool.
Wikipedia, baby. Okay, so this is how it goes. I should become a tour guide if this doesn't work out. What I read last night was the Greeks were holding their own. A local Greek, snitches get stitches, he went over to the Persians and said, look, there's some back alley routes you can basically surround them at. Leonidas and the crew found this out, and they made their final stand basically on top of here, what was left of the Spartans. Some of the other Greeks left, a lot of them just bugged out. They were like, oh, we've had enough of this now. And then what happened was the Spartans which were remaining were still putting up that good of a fight and taking loads of Xerxes Cookie, hello, you like it here? Taking loads of Xerxes men with them, or killing them, that in the end, sorry, hang on, dogs on leads, I just, Cookie, come here mate. In the end, Xerxes' crew pulled back and they just barraged them with arrows. So back in 1939, they found the type of arrow which Xerxes' army would have used just all along here. Hence why they were like, this must have been the final stand of the Brave 300 and all that. So how they just went, like, this is obviously quite a big place, not just for like military people, for like democracy. And then they were like, yeah, we'll just put a motorway through it, and then we'll put a motorway the other side of it as well. So it's kind of like, come on Greece, you don't put motorways through famous battle sites. Come on Gibbo, we're leaving. Welcome. We have left Thermopylae, and now before I tell you where we are, actually, I'd never heard of this place before we even got to Greece. It was actually Mark from Those Trekking Cats was like, oh yeah, so we're gonna go see Meteora, and I was like, all right, yeah, I've never heard of it. We googled it and we were like, this is a must-see. So to give you a quick lowdown on what Meteora is, it's, how can I describe this, Gibbo? It's basically some monasteries on awesome mountains, but they kind of look like they're floating mountains. And basically the easiest way, here you go actually, if you've seen the film Avatar and there's like floating island mountain type things, this is what they base them off. So it's pretty awesome. That is what I've read on the internet, and the internet never lies. So yeah, I think so, yeah. So I'll turn you around. We're at the first monastery called St. Stephen. Obviously they're all closed, but it doesn't mean you can't still get up and close and personal, all that good stuff. So this is St. Stephen, it's a monastery. And look at that. So this is probably, actually, as we drove past a couple, maybe the least impressive so far.
Yeah.
Of sort of like where it's at. Look at the view though. Pretty spectacular. So we started with St. Stephen because it said it had like a bridge, and you had to climb over the bridge or walk over the bridge to get to the actual monastery. Obviously we were envisaging some sort of like really old Indiana Jones type string bridge or rope bridge, but it's not. They do get a bit funny, I've read, about filming and that around here, because, can you see that? Have I zoomed in the right place even? Let's have a look here. Maybe you can see that there. Well, there is a bell going off, so I don't know if that's like a really old school type of an alarm. Hooch! Oh, that might be why. Hooch has actually broken into the monastery. Hoochie, come on! Hooch, out! Hoochie, come on! Oi! You were like a monk for like 30 seconds. And actually, that's the other thing I should add quickly, is that these 6 monasteries, they are all still working monastery or active monasteries. Out of the 6, 2 have got nuns in, and 2 have got monks. 4 have got monks in. Sorry. So, come on then. All right, you, Mr. C. Oh, well done. Good clam. Good clam. Oh, this one needs a helping hand. Boom. Good luck.
Oh, good boys.
You can't sit there though. That's where I sit. That's where I sit. Good boy.
Where are we going now, boss?
This one's called Trinity, I think. Shall I get the map? I forgot the map. So this isn't like an OS map, and it's not to scale and Scoo's fingers, but we are there. We're going to there. So St. Trinity. This one is the hardest of the working monasteries to get to, and it's a bit of a steep climb, so hence the boys have got their little harnesses on, so you can stay on the lead, and we'll go see how high up we can get, eh? Yes! Good boy. Right, but I need to be able to go in the van. Come on. Come on, you. That one does look, I guess, like almost as if it would be floating if you were maybe...
Yeah, so that's the one that was in James Bond.
Oh, yeah. Can you remember? Have I got the... Oh, I haven't got it on me. Just bang on the door, Gibbo.
Yeah. You seen Hooch?
He wants in.
Yeah, you want in? Yeah, you in? Come on then.
Come on.
Come on, let's go.
Hoochie, let's go. Come on. Good boy. Come on, Cooksy. Old boy. Come on. Come on. What we're going to do, because it is now 20 to 5 and we have to be back to pay the, because we are staying on a campsite actually, and the reason for that, in fact let's drive and talk. The reason for that is because this place is pretty nails to wild camp, because Meteora is classed as a holy place in Greece now, and if you go on park for night, it's just like, if you wild camp, there's a good chance you'll get moved on, you know, whatever time through the night. And we were like, we didn't want to do it, so we stayed at a campsite. We'll be heading back there in a bit. 15 euros a night, and we've got the whole place to ourselves, so there's no one else there, which is pretty cool. I lost my train of thought now, but anyway, we need to go back there to pay actually, because we're leaving there tomorrow, and then so we're just going to do a little drive by the other monasteries. Oh, bloody hell. Greeks like overtaking on corners, anywhere they can really. So we're going to take a drive by these other monasteries. You can't go in them, obviously, because of the obvious. So we'll just take a little drive by, check them out. Right, just before we go, I did say yesterday that we were staying on a campsite, and it's just a campsite. You've seen campsites before. The beauty of this campsite was the location, which I'll turn you around in a second, you can see what I mean, and two, with the whole place to ourselves. So obviously what we like to do, if we do get a campsite all to ourselves, is park at the very bottom away from the main reception, because then it kind of feels like we've got like a little garden. So we parked up there. There's the crew ready to rock and roll. Little wave by Gibbo. Cookie ignored you. And then you'll see that we parked up there, and it's just like, you know, essentially this was our little garden. How cool is that? And then just behind the van, there is some of the outrageously awesome mountain rocks. So to that end, we're leaving, so there'll be no one here. Sorry. Just gonna fill up on water before we go, all that good stuff, and then we are heading east to go to. We might be buying some from IKEA. We have to order it online to pick it up, and then we're heading up to Mount Olympus. Anyway, enough of me. If you want to see something really cool, look at this ginger dog. Alright, that Ginge. Oh. We'll leave it there. I'll catch up with you later.